Hello and welcome back to the Puncher's Chance podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be previewing this weekend's fights. That's Lauren Price and Natasha Jonas up in Liverpool. That's a matchroom card in Monte Carlo, as well as Jaime Munguia fighting as well. All of that good stuff. Another great week on the route to Christmas. What do we want to start with? The boxer card maybe in Liverpool? Lauren Price, Tasha Jonas, not fighting one another. Both on the card. What do we make of it?
Yeah, I never like in boxing when they try and pre-plan, because there's always a sense of something's going to go wrong, but I think the obvious route is them to win this weekend and then we have them to fight each other early next year, but let's hope that it goes that way, but you can never be too certain in boxing.
No.
It's quite funny, we've come from a busy weekend to another busy weekend. It feels like we need a full-time job just to keep watching boxing to keep up to date, because there's so much on. But no, it's great to see Lauren Price back out. Bit biased being Welsh, but the last time she was out, she was incredible in beating Jessica McCaskill. She destroyed her for 9 rounds, and they got called off because of her eye. And yeah, this fight now, it's a bit of a stepping stone. They know what's on the horizon. They know they've got a big mega fight at the start of 2025 that hopefully can be made. But I'm a bit like Ben. I don't like it when they plan in boxing, because these away fighters, they do like to rip up their script sometimes, and potentially, I'm not expecting it in Price's fight because I think she's very special, but Habazin could cause Tasha Jonas some problems.
Can I be honest? It feels like a bit of a shoehorn, this card.
What do you mean?
To get their fighters out one last time before the end of the year, just for the sake of getting them out. I think there's probably one genuinely good fight on this card, Stephen McKenna, Lee Cutler. Other than that, Lauren Price should be walking through hers. Tasha Jonas should be beating hers. Mark Jeffers should be beating his easily. Vidal Riley's a top fighter. He should be winning his. And then the fighters at the bottom are sort of prospects journeymen. I think
it's nearly a card that we didn't have altogether. So I think you are right in a sense that they've just gone, right, we've got this one opportunity. Let's get them all out. And even the build up for this with Jonas and Price, it seems as if they'd already preparing for that next card.
Which seems such a weird thing to do. Yeah. They're already facing off with each other and things like this, and it's fair play to them. And I want to caveat that by saying, would I rather this or not this? I'd rather have this card than not have any card at all. I'm looking forward to that one fight I mentioned, Mark Jeffers and Vidal Riley. I'm looking forward to seeing them get back out, and I'm looking forward to Lauren Price probably winning all the rounds again and keeping that record of her winning every round as a professional, keeping her world titles, and then going on to that Tasha Jonas fight. But it just feels like we've not had enough domestic shows from Boxer this year, and this feels like a shoehorn just to get it in there and get these fighters fighting. I
feel like with Boxer though, they've had all their fighters, all their big names that we would expect to be main eventing on Sky Sports have been given opportunities elsewhere being Saudi Arabia, and yeah, they've been in a bit of a pickle, haven't they? Because they haven't really had that many fight cards over here. I think you can count maybe on one hand how many times they put a card on you. But I do agree where they're just getting them out for the sake of it now, because we forgot about you. You haven't fought since May. You haven't fought since January. We don't know what we're going to do with you. You know what we're going to do. We're going to put you out now in 3 weeks' time, but we're not going to build your fight that you're fighting in 3 weeks' time. We're going to build a fight that's going to be happening in 4 months' time with you in the main event. So get through this Colombian that's going to be very tough and very durable, but look what's coming. And like I said, I don't like that in boxing, because sometimes fighters might wake up in the morning and be like, easy fight coming up. I don't think Lauren Price has got that mentality. I don't think Tasha Jonas has, but they might be overlooking their opponents. And what I hope from this week, from the press conference, is they don't build it all around them two fighting. They don't interview them and, Lauren Price, if you win this fight, you'll be fighting Tasha Jonas. What do you make of Tasha? I wish they should just focus on each other's fights.
Well, even the name of the card is called Collision Course.
Yeah.
So it's just like they are just building it as...
Do you reckon in a way they tried to put these two together on the December 14th, but because they left it too late, well, we're assuming they've left it too late because we were expecting Lauren Price October 27th in Cardiff, that maybe both fighters have gone to them, no, we want another fight before going into that fight.
I don't think they were willing to do that as a main event at the exhibition centre. Like if they had the Echo Arena or whatever it's called now, which they couldn't book out, then maybe we would have got them two. But obviously, it's a sense of early next year, between the two of them, they'd have 3 world title belts as well if they both win this weekend. So it builds it up a bit more then.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great division, isn't it? Really, you know, you expect these two to fight after this one. I probably expect Sandy Ryan to want to get the Michaela Meyer rematch after all the controversy around that one, and then the winner of this two and the winner of those two then has a chance to unify the division in probably the most competitive division in women's boxing at the moment. So really great in that sense, if all the puzzle pieces fall into place, which they should, but that doesn't always mean that they will. And
that's the only worry in it. But yeah, like you said, I think the best fight obviously is McKenna Cutler, and like McKenna obviously you two got to see that fight with Joe Laws, which was
I don't think I've ever jumped up
amazing watch.
The first round is the best 3 minutes of boxing I've ever seen, and to have it live, and like we were saying earlier downstairs, it was carnage in the ringside press area. Everyone was just everywhere because there was no moment to think, oh, actually, should I be going crazy?
Yeah.
It was just overcome with what am I witnessing right now? This is unbelievable.
I think watching that fight, I realised actually how much I do actually like watching boxing because I've never jumped up watching boxing before, and McKenna knocked him down, and then Joe Laws comes back, bang, and he's down. Oh, it was incredible, and I've seen the sort of face-off they've done. The gloves are off. I think this one's exactly the same as that. I think both men are going to be swinging for the shelves early because I think Stephen McKenna now is at this point in his career where he's another one. He's just taking these fights because he isn't at that level just yet for a world title shot. And what is this for? Is this for a silver?
WBC International Silver, yeah. So it's McKenna defending that belt that he won against Laws, against Cutler.
It's got Hagler Hearns written all over it again. I don't think both men are going to work out their jab, reach and all that. They're just going to go at it straight from the off, and it could be all over within 2, 3, 4 rounds maximum, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't know if either, because I think they are both quite sort of durable. But you know, Lee Cutler, I think Chaos is his nickname, so there's no surprise that that's what these guys are going to do, and that's what you want from a fight like this. It's a very British fight. It's exactly what you want in British boxing. Is two men get in there and look each other in the eye, you know, tape their front feet together and have a scrap, and it's just unbelievable.
It's what you want. Ireland against England, the rivalry in football, rugby, in boxing, it's exactly the same. They don't like each other, and both of them, they've made it obvious that there's a bit of hatred between them. And yeah, this, like I said, this fight has got Hagler Hearns written all over it. They're going to be swinging for it, and that's what I like. And I'll definitely be watching that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, down on it slightly, Mark Jeffers, obviously we watched him in Cardiff.
Knockout of the year in person.
Phenomenal knockout. He really cleaned him out. So that'll be really exciting to see. Again, it's not a particularly difficult test. You
expect him to come through with flying colours, don't you?
Yeah.
And the same with Vidal Riley, because Vidal Riley's opponent lasted only a round with Jack Massey. So not even a round. He got knocked out in the first round. So
that seems the plan in here with Riley, and they've obviously seen that he's fought Jack Massey, so if you can get a stoppage against him as well, it just gives you a bit of something for your CV sort of fight.
Yeah,
I think that's what this card's all about. It's just building up, putting pieces of the puzzle together, and maybe in 2025 we're saying this fight card's here because they've had to put it on because they haven't given Sky what they wanted maybe, but I think they're putting it on because they're working out if Mark Jeffers gets through this guy who went the distance with this guy, then maybe they can make a big fight and add to the narrative of it. But yeah, it's a weird card this weekend, but the one over in Monte Carlo I think I'm quite excited for because there's another British versus Ireland fight on there, and Maxie Hughes is coming off that fight against William Zepeda where, like I always do, I back a Brit, and he got
quite comprehensively beaten.
He got beaten. He got badly beaten, and it's nice to see him back out. And yeah, he's in a great fight. And even on that card as well, Chev Clarke, you know, he's fighting now. He went and did his American debut. He's come back now, and he's fighting for his his second title, the European title against the European silver champion. So fair play to him.
Yeah, it's a great fight, and I think Chev Clarke's doing a really, in terms of people question Eddie Hearn's promoting, that's someone that he's promoted really well. Every kind of fight they've taken, they've kind of added another feather to their bow, another thing that he can tick off, and you're building a set of experiences that when he gets to a big fight, you can apply those experiences and hopefully fulfill the potential that he has, because he does have an unbelievable potential to be a very, very good fighter.
Well, he's not your favourite fighter for no reason, is he?
Yeah, and to be, he could be 11-0 European champion. Like, that's pretty good going. Like we were talking about how sometimes you can have fighters that go a long time with an unbeaten record and don't really do anything with it, but you look at, you get that European belt, there's only one way you're looking at, and that's towards world title shots. And in terms of cruiserweights, there's some good fighters out there, obviously, that weight class, so I don't think he'd be in any particular rush to throw him straight in with the likes of
Jair Bataille or Zurdo Ramirez, basically.
Someone like Chris Billum-Smith, even, like someone who's just come off a loss at world title level. It's a potential one there for him, because if he can go in with,
or maybe Richard Riakporhe, who's sort of,
I like the Vidal Riley one. I do. I think
it's never going to happen. It would be such a great, unless they both had world titles. That fight doesn't happen.
You've got to wait until you've got a world title.
Didn't they get him on a Sky Sports show, and they were having Isaac Chamberlain going back and forth with Vidal Riley, and then Chev Clarke came over, and Sky cameras just pointed straight away from it and cut it off. They're like, "Oh no, you can stay away from us. You don't want to fight. We don't want you fighting our fighters." But
I feel like Chev Clarke's sort of beyond that level now. He is on the periphery of world title shot. So I think it's someone like, you'd be looking at someone like Jack Massey or Billum-Smith, to get a win like that on your record, then you're putting yourself in a good position.
Maybe someone like Masternak, that obviously Billum-Smith beat. Someone who's
still going. Yeah.
Someone being at that level that you can then test yourself at before you really step up. Because I think the quality at the very top of the cruiserweight division is very high. As you saw with Chris Billum-Smith against Ramirez, you have to be a seriously, seriously good fighter to get a world title in cruiserweight. And I think, you're going to want a little test before that. But, if we get a Matchroom versus Boxer card, I wouldn't say no to Billum-Smith and Chev Clarke, even if there wasn't a world title, because it would be a great fight.
Imagine if we had a Matchroom versus Boxer card, mind. Can you imagine? I can't see it, but just imagine the build up to that. Eddie Hearn.
I want to see more than anything else.
Well, both Frank and Eddie will go in on Ben Shalom, won't they? And
it'll be a testing one.
Get your popcorn out, and it'll be very entertaining.
Yeah, I think there's talks, isn't there, that the one after February 22nd is going to be a themed event in some form, whether it's going to be a 5v5 again in terms of Matchroom Queensbury, or is it going to be UK versus USA?
I think UK USA is what they'll do.
I think that'll make the most sense.
Proper Ryder Cup field then.
And then maybe Joe Gordino will get that Shakur Stevenson fight eventually after he pulled out injured and then ducked him and got a different opponent.
And then got an easy opponent in Floyd Schofield, yeah.
We'll see.
I can't wait to watch Akhmadaliev though.
Yeah.
That in terms of fights for 2025, Akhmadaliev and Inoue would be right up there.
Do you think Inoue's purposely ignoring him though? In a way, I don't want to mess with him until Turki Al-Sheikh comes over and
no, I don't think so. I just think when you're Inoue, you can fight whoever the hell you like, and there's a lot of people, pretty much everyone will want to fight you. Yeah. So, every single time he picks a fight, in theory there's 9 other people ranked in the top 10 in each thing that he's avoiding, in theory. So I think it'll happen maybe in the future if Akhmadaliev gets himself obviously a win and then kicks on, but I think to say Inoue is dodging him, it's probably a little bit harsh.
Well, he's calling that he's dodging him, but he's obviously fighting Sam Goodman on Christmas Eve, so what a present for that. We get an early Christmas present there.
Yeah, it's nice getting a present. Open one present earlier with an Inoue win in the morning.
Yeah.
Because it was Boxing Day last year he fought, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many fights has that been now for Inoue since then? Was
4.
it 5? 4? That's good going at that level.
Yeah.
4 world title fights at that point.
And he's been tested as well this year, hasn't he? He's been dropped, I want to say, against Neri.
Yeah,
against Neri. TJ Doheny put up probably as good a test against him we've seen in a long while. He certainly made Inoue work for that one. So yeah, really great fight. Really
I just hope as well Akhmadaliev doesn't hold back, and after his fight, if he gets the win, you want to get him on the microphone. I don't know how good his English is, but get him calling out Inoue, and let's hope that fight can be made, because that's got a war written all over it, and both men are at that point in their careers now where you can't not stop ignoring each other. You have to fight each other, and we've seen it so many times in other divisions where you can see boxers actually putting one fighter to one side. We don't want to touch him. We want to keep on going. We'll keep on making our millions. We don't need you, but we'll fight you soon. But we're going to keep on getting our millions, and then we're going to get you involved. I think, because I want to say Turk Alashake, we've seen a picture with him, and he signed a contract with Riyadh Season. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
let's hope
an ambassador.
Let's hope that we can. Let's see him, not even fight him, but get him out of Japan as well, so the rest of the world can enjoy what the monster is. And he is, for me, one of the pound for pound greats.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to say not. He's won so much in his career. I think Bob Arum in his last fight, didn't he? Said that he was likely to be fighting in, I think he said one more in Japan and then Vegas, I think is what he said to Inoue in the ring.
Why Vegas though?
Well, I guess Top Rank won him over there.
Get him in Cardiff.
But I think Stoke is what we were calling for, weren't we? But no, I think to get him outside of Japan commercially makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because he is, by all accounts, I don't know, I haven't spent any time in Japan, but a mega star over there.
You don't sell out the Tokyo Dome by being a nobody, and he is certainly one hell of a superstar over there.
Well, this proves how much of a superstar he is, because he's not even fighting, and we can't help but mention him.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about Nick Ball and him. It's just anyone. You're like, oh, who can fight Inoue? Who do I want to see?
Bam Rodriguez, wasn't it, the other week as well?
Yeah, we're like, who
just
do you
trying to
want
find
to
someone,
see
trying to find someone to
him?
test him, and I think Akhmadaliev and him would.
That's
be a really
the biggest
good fight.
test of his career, I think, Akhmadaliev, and it's just great to
I
see
don't
him
think
back
it'd be
out.
the biggest test of his career, but like it's
He's
just
beaten some
you
good
are
champions Inoue.
you are getting to the
a big
point.
claim.
You are very much getting to the point with him. With like, let's just throw anyone we can at him and see who's gonna get anything out of him.
Like you said though, Paul Butler was meant to go over there, I want to say, and was meant to beat him. Everyone was like, oh, this is the time now we're going to get Inoue now, a Brit's going to beat him. Didn't happen. And then we're all talking about Nick Ball potentially going over there and fighting him and beating him. I don't think that's going to happen for a while.
Nah. I don't think he gets beat at super bantamweight. I don't think he gets tested until he moves up to featherweight. I think that's when there starts to become fighters that could test him.
But I think Akhmadaliev does ask a lot of questions of Inoue though in that fight. It depends how strong of a start Inoue gets, because against Neri he was quite slow to start in that, wasn't he? Inoue, from memory serves me right.
I don't know.
He just got
but he responded.
It was a bit
quickly.
of a flash knock.
The problem with Inoue is he could win a round, and you still go, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not looking great this fight, Inoue, even though he's winning every single round.
Our standards are so high for him. Yeah.
So I think against Neri, if that was any other fighter you got, he's winning this one. Yeah, he could. Oh shit, you got knocked out. Oh, okay, he turned around. But Inoue, you're thinking. Even TJ Doheny, you're thinking. I was sat there thinking, he could be better than this. Inoue, I've seen him better than this. You know, what's up?
Yeah.
Is someone finally testing him when actually he's still winning the fight? So, fair play to him. He's all right. He's okay.
And he's not even fighting this weekend.
No, we'll have to wait for that one.
God.
It gives us something to look forward to. I'm quite disappointed I couldn't get over to Monte Carlo for that one. I'm in quite a fun one to get to for this.
I'll get your private jet over there.
Yeah, you know,
helicopter in.
I was thinking an EasyJet flight to Nice and then a train, but same difference.
Go to the casino as well, where it's in.
Yeah, why
gamble all your savings, all your student loan away.
Well, yeah, I suppose then if you make the right bet, it's a free trip.
Yeah,
really. No risk attached.
And then when you lose, it's the worst trip ever.
You double down then, and then you make your money back. Okay. So every good gambler quits before their first big win. So don't give up. Keep winning. Next up, Teremoana Jr., an Olympian.
I cannot wait for this.
It's going to be a great. I forgot. I didn't realise how he's already 4-0.
Yeah,
he's got moving quick.
He went back to the Olympics.
Tough test though.
Oh, TBA back out again. Yeah. This guy must be one of the busiest boxers ever. No, but
he's done a Lawrence Cody jumping up from light heavyweight when he fought what's his name, Callum Smith, and now he's fighting Teremoana at heavyweight. Fair play to him. No,
but I'm looking forward not even to the fight and seeing him fight. I'm just looking forward to David Diamante's announcement, because he does. His name's Teremoana, but David Diamante, his niche sort of thing is he says the surname twice, so he's saying Teremoana 3 times. I'm looking forward to that, but. He does seem a good prospect, and at the Olympics he caused Zhalalov a lot of problems in that fight that he had. I want to say it was either... It could have been the quarterfinals or the semi.
Yeah, it was the quarters.
He caused him a lot of problems, but yeah, it's just good to see that he's getting his debut and Matchroom debut as well, because Matchroom have now signed Pat Brown, and now him. Apparently, there's rumours that they're going to sign some more. He's definitely one of the names now where you look at it and he could potentially in years to come announce himself on the scene in the heavyweight division, because Australia haven't really got a decent heavyweight scene. They've got a decent cruiserweight scene in Jai Opetaia, more than decent. I know that Justice Hughey's fighting, I want to say Wednesday night over in Australia, but he's probably the only big sort of Australian name that we've had. Lucas Brown in the past as well, but I think Teremoana is probably that future star that could potentially show some problems. It doesn't say how many rounds he's boxing, or does it? Six rounds against TBA, so it just depends what sort of TBA turns up.
Yeah, I mean, not many people go 6 rounds against TBA. It's often 4 rounds, so it's brave. Is he going to be better? The more rounds you get, who knows? But I think just any heavyweight's exciting, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You get any heavyweight come through, and it's exciting because you're thinking, how good are they? Are they going to be? It's just such an exciting division. You can't not love it. Whether it's your favourite, it's the most popular, but whether it's your favourite, it's fair enough. But you can't not enjoy it.
I think it's only a matter of time before we see another Australian Matchroom card as well now. I think that they did do one a while ago.
Yeah, I think it would have been inevitable, particularly if Paro beat
I think if Paro won,
then you've got Paro, Kambosos Jr., you've got Sky Nicholson, you've got Teremoana, you've got
Kambosos Jr.
Opetaia.
Yeah, you've got so many great fighters.
Imagine all that on one card down under.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see it anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a lot of those Australian guys fight.
And that for us is waking up in the morning with our cornflakes actually. So even better.
Been nice,
yeah, no, it's a nice little bonus when they're nice early in the morning.
Beatrice Ferreira as well on the card. I think Terry Harper will be keeping an eye on that one by the looks of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's one as well, coming back from the Olympics as well.
I thought that would be one for Caroline Dubois, but since they've got Ferreira with Matchroom, and obviously Terry Harper's just picked up that world title against Rhiannon Dixon. I think that was the plan, was to get Rhiannon Dixon and Ferreira for the world titles, but obviously since that Terry Harper sort of picked up the win there, so I think it could get a Ferreira and Terry Harper fight next year.
Yeah, it'd be a good fight. That would be a really good fight. Fair play to Ferreira, mind. She got 5-0 in a world champion. I know, like we always say, it's quicker in the women's division, but that's quick.
She's a big amateur star, ain't she?
Yeah,
she's a bit like Lauren Price, ain't she? She's done a lot in the amateur scene, and yeah, it's great to see her back out. And another fighter this weekend that is coming back that we were expecting to be a lot more busier this year, Dillian Whyte fighting over in Gibraltar against Ebenezer Tete. I've watched a lot of... We were watching it, weren't we? We had we were definitely doing our work and our lecture.
Yeah.
But we were watching 2 heavyweights go at it in what can only be described as a bar, it looked like, and it was professional.
Well, there was the one that was outside where his opponent lost in the first round because he missed a punch and injured his shoulder. That was an interesting one. That's on YouTube. Check that one out.
Up outside and everything, yeah.
And then the one inside looked fun.
I want to experience it. I want to go over there and actually experience the atmosphere, but it's great to see Dillian Whyte back out. Let's get back focus on that. Dillian Whyte now gets through this, which he should if he wants to have any more dreams of
He's got to, hasn't he?
Reaching world title levels.
Tete looks crap.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it. He looks rubbish. Really,
if he doesn't get him out there within 5 rounds, but then in a way you could make the argument that maybe because Dillian Whyte hasn't been as active as he wanted this year, maybe he's going to get the rounds under his belt before a big fight next year, which I do hope it's against Lawrence Okoli, because that would be a hell of a fight. But no, Dillian Whyte should get through this with flying colours. Thomas Carty's fighting on that card as well. He's another Irish lad that you want to keep your eye out for, and yeah, it's a decent card over in Gibraltar. Sunday night as well.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting weird for Dillian Whyte to end up in Saudi for some
I just
fight.
Can't believe it's been so hard for him to find a big fight. Obviously he had Christian
but
Hammer,
has he got problems with the British boxing border control?
I don't know.
But then he's fighting, technically he's fighting in Britain, ain't he? Because
Gibraltar is Gibraltar.
But it is British though. So
yes, but it is still its own. I
wonder what the commission is then.
I don't know who's commissioning it, but yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. I would have thought he'd be able to find.
There's so many fights that he can have though. But Saudi Arabia is definitely the route for him. Everyone was saying him and Chisora. I don't know who could he fight over in Saudi Arabia?
Tyson Fury again.
Tyson Fury.
Yeah, of course. Can't wait for that. No, Lawrence Okoli, I think, makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I think David Adelaide would make a lot of sense. Yeah. I think anyone like that.
It's just to prove that he's still got it as well, ain't it, against those sort of fighters. He might see it as...
be a good tester fight for someone, wouldn't it?
Maybe a passing of the torch moment as well for Okoli or Adelaide. But there we go.
Yeah, we'll see. It's just another good weekend of boxing. I'm looking forward to it. We're a little bit... critical, but I think fairly so of the Boxer card. But the Monte Carlo one to keep us entertained. There's plenty of good fights to watch. Plenty of good content on the channel as well. So if you've got a spare moment this weekend, you're not interested in any of those cards, check out some of our content from last week, some of our interviews. Subscribe. We got some end of year content coming up as well. What's exciting stuff.
End of year content.
All sorts, mate. All sorts.
We're going to leave it like that. We're not going to give it exclusive.
No. Just subscribe and
okay.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram to find out. How about that? Or Twitter. We need to build our Twitter following.
Yeah, or Threads, or Blue Sky, LinkedIn,
TikTok.
Yeah, everywhere. You can follow us everywhere. If you've got it, we probably do too. So thank you all for listening.
We're not doing predictions this week, no?
Oh my God, we forgot about that. That is...
Do we need to?
No.
There's not much to predict, to be fair.
What card do we do? Because I don't think the Boxer card, no offence, is well worth predicting. Because it's
the Matchroom one is either much. Should we call it off this week?
I think we call it off. The bad weather. Storm, Dara.
I took the win last week, so I'm happy.
Yeah, happy to be
we'll definitely call it off.
Champion for another week then.
We'll save our predictions for Fury Usyk.
It was about time, mind, because I'd won quite a few in a row, and it was getting
boring.
It was getting lonely at the top. Yeah. It really was.
That's why I wasn't putting 100% in. Now he's won.
Okay, now you got to try.
I'm back at it.
So you haven't been trying. That's what's been going wrong.
No.
Okay.
Let's end the podcast now.
No, let's be real though. With the predictions, I'm not saying click off them and don't listen to them, but the ones that really matter are the Usyk Furies and stuff like that. Is getting those ones right.
That's going to be a good one next week.
Yeah,
that's the one
we're going to disagree, and I'm going to say my bold prediction, which I do actually believe is going to happen.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. For you to say whatever Gareth A. Davis thinks. So look forward to that next week. Thank you all for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Punches chance. Punches Chance Podcast.